Hi, my name is Jeannie, and this is my podcast Dreams to Reality. For today, I will be having like a mini course. Um, like it's basically like going over my book Dreams to Reality, which is available on Amazon. And if you have a sheet of pen and a sheet of paper and then a pen, so get a pen and a paper, and we're gonna start the mini course. And this mini course is based on my Dreams to Reality book because there's a lot of information to sift. And you can also take notes as well, or you can just buy the book. Dreams to Reality, it's available on Amazon. We'll provide the link to the show notes below. So I'm going to be sharing the screen. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay. So I'm going to open up my book right now. So the Dreams to Reality is a book that I wrote sometime in 2021. It's basically like it has all the information as to it's like introduction to what I realized along the way to my manifestation of turning my dreams to reality, and the four keys basically to living the life of your dreams. So the four keys are clarity, clearing, subconscious reprogramming, and aligned action. I'm gonna discuss it. So this is in the book, and so I discussed as why I put like 1,000 cranes in my book. So my sister said that according to Japanese tradition, when you make 1,000 paper cranes, your dreams or your wishes will be fulfilled. So she at one point she was starting to make like paper cranes and stuff, and I'm like, okay, what if you don't need to do that? What if you can do something even better than that? So this is in the book. Have you ever wondered if there is more to life than the hustle and bustle of the daily grind? Do you feel unfulfilled in your daily life? Do you wonder if there's more to life than just living paycheck to paycheck or living in the rat race? People go about their daily lives like automatons. I don't know why it says automations, but it's supposed to be automatons, just clocking in and clocking out and living lives of quiet desperation. They never stop to ask what their life is meant for. They never question their upbringing, never question what their life purpose is. So since 2012, around 2012 to 2017, I was really good at manifesting. And then like 2018, like it all blew up. And I'm going to explain in other another video as to why that happened. And I discovered that there's really four keys to living the life of your dreams. So clarity, being clear on what you want, clearing using like tools, clearing tools that helps you clear emotions, subconscious reprogramming, reprogramming your subconscious mind to work for you rather than against you, and taking aligned action. So I explained here briefly who am I. You can check it out as to who I am. So basically where I came from, which part of Asia I came from, and how I discovered all of these things. So I talked about that. Like I was introduced to The Secret around 2007. I became a Buddhist, and it was just really aligned with The Secret. I'm still Buddhist now, and I really this teaching actually has helped me a lot in understanding how reality works. And around 2012, I met my mentor, and then and he the thing we had like a we studied the principles of prosperity, and at that time it's really wonderful. Like immediately, like within 5 years, like I manifested a lot of things, especially 2013. So I was able to live and work in America. And also my dream job was to live to work in New York City. I did that for 2 years, and I was just I wanted to experience everything. And I even like manifested certain people, including Obama and Oprah also. And so there's a whole story there. It's really important to get to know like what I stand for, who I am, and stuff like that. And I've been able to publish like 12 books since then. So the first key is clarity. So I talk about my grandmother, how she was influential, and I really like how she was connecting with people. So she's a huge part of this book. And then I have like an exercise here, and you can get your pen and paper right now, because part of clarity is also being clear on your end destination, and your end destination is what do you want to be the story of your life. So you can do this, pause the video, and an exercise. So write down your own eulogy. Let's say you're 90 years old right now, or you died at 90, and then you're looking back at your life, like what was your life like? um, what did you make possible? What was your mission and purpose in life? And I think the reason why, I think I mentioned my grandmother because like she was such an influential figure in my life, and she was literally like a people person. And I think when she died, like literally like hundreds of people like attended her funeral, and we were surprised, like where did these people come from? We don't know them. But she had touched so many people that we didn't even know about it, so we were just confused. Like at one point, like during her funeral, people were wondering, like, is she like a politician? She was just an ordinary human being, but she connected to people on like a heart to heart basis. And that was one of the things that really resonated with me, that what was her legacy. So she touched people individually, and I mean, like, she would meet random strangers and they would be connecting. And like she was that type of person, and that was for me, like, yeah, at the end of your life, how would you like people to remember you? What is it that you would have loved to accomplish if you can look back at your life? And this is in my course. And if you do go to stand.store/Mystic Genie 88, I do talk about this process as well. And in that process, since this is a mini course, in that actual course, A Dreams to Reality, I really like guide you through the process as well. And so another exercise we can do aside from the eulogy is write down what you can contribute to other people, and write down what you're good at. If you really are not clear, like what is it that I want, what is my dream, what am I capable of, write down what you can contribute to other people. What is your mission and vision for your life? Write down what you're good at. So the thing I'm good at, writing, of course, breaking things down, like teaching people, like making things really simple and very relatable. And I always like relate things. I can say definitely that I'm good at explaining things, especially if I've experienced it. So another exercise. What will your life be like one day after reading this book, or going through this mini course? Write it down. So write down your life, what your life would be like if you follow the steps put forth in this book. So let's say in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, and 5 years. You see, you are creating the blueprint and foundation for your life. So I talk about the cosmic kitchen. So basically, the kitchen is your subconscious mind, or a part of your mind that is really powerful. It's connected to the realm of infinite possibilities. It's like tuned in, like your subconscious mind is tuned in to like all of the potential things that can potentially happen. It sees all opportunities. But the thing is, most of the time we are just looking through like a pinhole, and that pinhole will guide the subconscious mind, like, okay, that's what you want, like poverty, strife, like suffering. Okay, through that pinhole it will recreate your external reality based on that filter or pinhole that you're using. So the cosmic kitchen is basically your subconscious mind, like, that's connected to the field of possibilities that's already there. But because we're seeing everything through a pinhole, that's why we're not creating like better possibilities for us. But this one, I mentioned this one is because like the cosmic kitchen is like ordering really, um and being clear on what you want to order from the field of infinite possibilities. A lot of the people, when they order, like they change their mind, like, oh, you know what, I want the steak. No, wait a minute, no, I really want the the salmon. And sometimes that wishy-washy like effect, like you eventually you wound up with sometimes nothing, or like the waiter will like get mad at you, and then or the universe will get mad at you. What is it that you truly want? So this analogy is important. Be clear what you want to order from the cosmic kitchen of life, which everybody has access to that cosmic kitchen. Be clear on what you really want. Stop changing your mind and just be clear, and because the universe will give you exactly what you want. But it's basically exactly like the filter that you use. If you have like, if you're looking through life through a pinhole, then you can only see like limited possibilities. But if you open the aperture more, like it's like a camera, you open it up more, and you can see more, and then that is like the field of possibilities. So how to have clarity. So I always go back to Michael Lozier's this is my favorite law of attraction book in 2003. Basically he says like, write down what you don't want about your life right now on like a opposite sheet of paper, and you can do this right now as well briefly. What you can do is write down what you don't want about your relationship, your health, your business, your finances, family, career, and you can do this every quarter. What is it that you don't want right now? What are you creating right now that you don't want? And in the opposite, so the left side of the paper, you write down everything you don't want, and the opposite of that is what you really do truly desire. Let's say a relationship right now you don't like, that you're fighting. So what is it really that you desire? So sometimes it's kind of hard to shift, but once you pour out like, okay, this is what I don't desire, and then you start like writing the opposite of that, and really looking at, oh, what is it that you truly desire? Then your focus shifts to, oh, that's what I really desire. That's not what I desire. That's what I desire. And sometimes that shifting of your attention means a lot. Also write down the reason behind your desires. I'm always like, I love being clear. Isn't just being clear on what you want, but exactly why you want it. Why do you desire more money? Does it bring you more expansion? Because I saw like a celebrity interview once. He's one of the more famous actors in Hollywood. And at one point, he was like a nobody, right? But because of the law of intention or the power of intention, he actually created a career from really zero to hero. And he had like a clear vision for his life. He said, like, you know what? I knew before that he said that I was going to get a big house and I was going to get a horse. And then like, a horse. So he actually said, yeah, because I've always wanted a horse because like I enjoy having a horse. So when he was very clear why he wanted to have a horse because he enjoyed having a horse, he actually literally got a horse. And it was like during the interview, I'm like, that's kind of weird. He has a nice house, but then there's like a horse over there. Because that was what he desired. It brought him joy. And because he was very clear emotionally as well, and visually he was like visualizing it, and he was very clear that I really want a horse, because I enjoy a horse. I enjoy horses, and I'm going to have a pet horse. And he literally got it. And also another example about clarity. So this she's an actress as well, and she was like talking about like, yeah, I really desire to have a family. And then she was talking about like, yeah, I want them to run around barefoot like on the sand on the beach, and then they're really happy and smiling and they're carefree. And then because she was very clear about what she wanted, which is the feeling of being carefree, the freedom, and the having children, she actually was able to attract that to her life. And because she was clear on exactly what it is that she wanted. And I put an example there in the book. And here, write down your goal and the qualities you desire. So write down the goal, let's say, you know better income. Let's say write it down. So right now, get your piece of paper right now. So let's do this exercise. Write down your goal. What is your goal, and why do you desire that goal? And what are the qualities that this goal has? Let's say you want a new house. Why do you want a new house? Do you want more space? Do you want like better area to live in, just like more security? And what are the qualities that will tell you that that you're already in that house? Like, would you say like safe neighborhood? Would you say like, yeah, bigger space, bigger closet space? So just list down the qualities of your desire and see how that feels. See how expansive that feels. I'm always talking about the family history and the family story, because sometimes most of the time, actually, like 99% of the time, maybe 100% of the time, our um, family story is always like part of our story as well, because it's integral, it's part of our identity. So write down about your grandparents. What was their financial story? What was their relationship story? Grandparents and parents, and your caregivers, or your adoptive parents, whoever was posed as your parents and grandparents, and the people that were your family. How are you different from them, and how are you similar to them? Because sometimes we're not conscious that their story and our story kind of interlaps. Like, and I'm going to give a clear example. So this is really true. So I know like four sisters that their mom and dad had really like an abusive, toxic relationship. um it was like physically abusive, emotionally abusive, financially abusive, all types of abuse you can think of. And the four children, the four daughters, all four of them had like an abusive relationship to some degree. Some like had all like financial, emotional, um, physical, verbal. Some of them had that sort of all of that like negativity, but I think one of them had at least just one, which was the verbally and emotionally abusive, which is, I mean, a little better than like physically abusive as well as financially abusive, emotionally. So it was kind of, if you look at it, it's like, why would they allow that to happen to them? Because that's part of their identity. It's like their parents' story becomes part of our story, became part of their story. It becomes part of our story, literally, as human beings. We want to belong, and it's basically we grew up in those conditions, and we were programmed to think like, oh, all relationships are abusive and toxic. So that's one example, and another example is I actually know of someone that she just literally had the most happy, loving relationship and marriage ever since. Like in her 20s, she got married early. And when you look at it, because her mother and her father were in love and had a really good relationship, and she mirrored that as well. So she followed in their footsteps and had like a good relationship too. And she's still married and still happily married, because that was what she grew up with. That was all she knew. That was what she was programmed to believe. That was the story, that was her parents' story, and that was her story as well. She decided that that's going to be my story as well, and it actually was. Maybe she did it unconsciously. And so how is your story similar and dissimilar from your family story, and how can you transcend that? Because sometimes awareness is key, clarity is actually key. And then we're going to do the second key is clearing. So I use EFT in the book because it's not my process. Emotional freedom technique, I used to do this before. I've since like, it's effective for people who are beginners and beginning in the journey, but I do magnetic recode and superconscious recode, and I do hypnosis as well, and other subconscious reprogramming tools, like visualization and everything like that. Um, visualizing and releasing the blocks. I do Sedona method. I do like a lot of methods as needed, depending on which I find more effective. I have that freedom because like I did years of study, and yeah, it's knowing how to use the tools at the right time. So what I'm going to be doing is like just go briefly if you are new to EFT, emotional freedom technique. If not, you probably already know this. and you can skip this part or you can just like review it. So basically EFT believes in like the meridians, like our emotions are like stored in like our body, and then there's like certain points that you can tap that will release certain emotions. So basically you tap on the crown of your head here, your brow, under the eye, and here, collarbone, and then the shoulder and stuff. And then as you're doing that, you're clearing using a statement like, maybe, I clear away my doubts, my fears. I clear it. I clear my doubts, my fears. I release it. I release my doubts, my fears. I release it. You can do it right now on a certain situation that you're in. So if you're doubting that the things I'm teaching works, you can say like, you know what, I'm doubting what this woman says. Maybe what she's saying is true. So you can incorporate affirmations here and clearing. This one I use for clearing. I used to do this for clearing before, when I would get angry and mad, I would just do that. But since I'm a pranic healer already, of course I use like more advanced tools, but definitely you can use it. And then like I wrote about what, oh, and this one is the most important one. And I think this book, my book, The Four Keys, is actually has a more extensive like explanation. It's not the most extensive, but has the most extensive explanation on how the subconscious mind works. And so basically so this is the human mind. So the subconscious mind is like, or our mind is like an iceberg, and the subconscious mind is actually below the conscious mind. So it actually, if you the uh, an actual iceberg, it's actually bigger at the bottom than it is at the top. So subconscious mind, it runs the autonomic process, autonomic nervous system. It runs everything. It runs the show, but it runs it automatically. And so if you grew up in an abusive family, and then like all of your subconscious reprogramming is there, like you've been reprogrammed to like, okay, the filter that you're using, that you've been programmed to use, is like everyone's gonna abuse me, like I'm not worthy. And since the subconscious mind is, forms the bulk of that, it runs us automatically without our knowledge. It will just find ways, like if it's been programmed to find like um ways for it to like give you exactly what the program is. Like, let's say all men are abusive towards me, like I always get abused, or like all relationships are toxic to some degree. So that is the pinhole and the filter that you're using. And the subconscious mind will just give it to you. It's like, okay, that's your programming. That's what you want. We're gonna give it to you. And then so you see, so many people, they go relationship to relationship to relationship, and that's the filter that they use. That's the belief that's in their head, and then they have like relationships that turn into the most toxic, most abusive relationship ever. And then, like, because that is what they have or has been programmed into their subconscious mind. Of course, since this is not even conscious, it's below our conscious awareness, it will, what you call that? It will just play it out until you become conscious. And how do you become conscious? Through meditation, through, especially for me, it's through meditation, and also working with a process. It's called magnetic recode, and I love this. And it came from it came from the map method, but it's like more specific. Instead of focusing on what's wrong with me, it's like focusing on, what's in the way of my goal so I can reach my goal, you know? And so here you go. So let's just explain what the magnetic recode is about, since we're already on the slide, because it is kind of I'll discuss it in more detail because it might be a lot for you guys right now, especially for just a mini course. But okay, we'll just explain it. So, superconscious magnetic recall works with providing like certain commands to our superconscious mind, which is like at the, it sees everything. It sees everything, including the what the conscious mind is up to and subconscious mind is up to. And it's been there since birth and even before birth, generational like knowledge and generational like awareness. So it's like it has like a bird's eye view, and the conscious mind is only aware of it's like, okay, this was the past, this is the future, the possible future. It's only aware of a certain portion, like it's only aware of that part, and it's rarely aware of what's underneath, unless of course you transcend your conscious mind and go to your superconscious mind. So you can reach these states through meditation, and I have reached these states through meditation. But I use the magnetic recall, which works with the superconscious, and it actually you give it specific commands that tells it like, hey, conscious and subconscious mind, like, can you tell me like why are you stuck? Like, why are you always like in abusive relationships, or why you always like broke, or why are you always like your relationships always fail? What's the reason? And you actually tell it like, super conscious, can you see this? What's in the way, or this belief that's in the way? And you ask it to do um, you ask it to do to change it, to heal it. um, and then usually what happens is that you just become conscious of like memories. Like it's kind of weird, like I did the process on myself, and it was like I just asked it like, super conscious, what's going on, why am I stuck on this, like I have like a end goal, end image, and how come I'm still stuck? And then after like a few minutes, like it actually, I had an awareness. So it something from the subconscious mind, the memory just became like opened up and came into the conscious realm. So it came into the conscious realm. And then I was aware, like, oh my God, this is something to do with me when what happened to me as a kid. So as a kid, like I felt like, unworthy and stuff like that. I was like the wounded child and stuff. And it was um very profound experience, and it just really opened me up and like made me realize, oh my God, like I am like I still have that wounded child in me, but it was hidden. But because I asked my superconscious like, hey, what's hiding underneath there that's blocking me? So it actually, superconscious actually, like, I don't know how the process works exactly, but it actually like told the subconscious mind. I think that's what it does. It tells the subconscious mind, like, hey, can you tell the conscious mind what's going on? Because they do exchange information, but um, sometimes the subconscious mind hides things from the conscious mind to protect the conscious mind. And I think it was protecting me, and just on my conscious mind, like, yeah, you know what? It's because you still have the wounded child in you, and this is the reason why. And then that came to the surface into the conscious mind, and to be cleared and to make me aware. And it was so profound that it actually noticed the shift in my life and stuff. And I also um, achieved these states as well, profound states, when I'm a Buddhist, so I use the superconscious mind, my higher self, like to figure things out, like what's blocking me. But the thing about the magnetic free code, and the thing I also need to shift in my practice as well, is not to focus on the problem solving, because like when you focus on a problem solving, you're always going to have problems to solve. Rather, use the magnetic free code to focus on where you want to go, and what's blocking you from what's stopping you from getting there fast. And most of the time we're like in the especially for people in the self-help, we're always like, yeah, I need to work on myself, I need to work on myself. And so these are the other subconscious reprogramming methods. Affirmations, I still use affirmations. um, and affirmations are just in question form. Instead of saying like I'm rich, and you can say, why do I have a lot of money? So, and also about affirmations, for me, affirmations are effective if you figure out which affirmation really resonates for you in your certain situation. Like, of course I'm capable of, you can just personalize it, like book sales. Like, of course I am worthy of having a lot of book sales. Like, everybody loves my books. So it's very specific. Instead of like, I am abundant, I am loved, I am like, you make it more personalized and make it more use those affirmations to work for you. And then the vision boards, I love the vision boards, but I do visualization and I do like the Bankston method. If you want to find out the advanced visualization method, Bankston, you can look at my previous videos as well. And alpha state, we go through that when I do my meditation. In my course, Dreams to Reality, I actually have like two, not two, I think I have several there now. Yeah, I think I have like two or three meditations there. One is the financial blueprint, and the other one is a perfect day meditation. And I put in more there. But when you're in an alpha state, relaxed mind, you somehow go down to your subconscious mind, and you are able to influence the subconscious mind more. They actually liken it to, and my mentor said, like, it's like going in the club, and you're like, there's guards at the front, but when you distract the guards using like a different like state of mind, um you can like sneak into the club. It's something like that. Like, there are guards at the gate, like conscious mind, which doesn't allow like anything. But when you distract the conscious mind and then go into like a, or you make it fall asleep, essentially make it fall asleep, because this is a state akin to sleeping. And then like the guards is asleep, then you can go and sneak into the club. So that was the best example. And then there's binaural beats. I tried this one. It just I even purchased the course. It just caused me to have like a headache. Like, I don't like it. It might work for you. Visualization, so I do visualization. um, there's modified switch words, you can use words. Advanced visualization, that's what I said, like the Bankston method. And I do like a hypnosis too, feelingization, scripting. I actually love scripting, and I use this on my next mini course for scripting. I will explain, like, I use Voice Kristen's scripting method. It's amazing. I noticed that if I don't use the scripting, and I haven't used it in a while, because like I have to print out my action planner. I do it every quarter. I just feel like incomplete. You have like, he has his own method where you're scripting your desire. Creating a movie, you can use a mind movie. And so instead of scripting, I receive $1,000 today, which is maybe hard for the subconscious mind to accept. Maybe script, I sold 10 books today, which made me 100. And that 100, like, you can just script, like, with scripting as well, because you will encounter resistance if you go overboard. Like, you just reach for the highest amount, and then because your subconscious and your conscious mind was like, no, you can't, like, you know but if you script like just a little at a time, like, progressively, it will work better. And then there's energetic magnetization. I do energy pooling. It actually works. I use it like frequently, but I don't use it regularly. um There's heart magnetization and tuning into the energy of your desire, which is what I'm using right now too. And I don't believe in one size fits all approach. I provided some of the subconscious reprogram techniques that you can use, and you can really just experiment and see what works for you, because I don't believe in like one size fits all. And so I use the index card. You can refer to the other video and my other videos on YouTube as well for that one. And the fourth key is aligned action. So there's what is an aligned action is taking like the top 2 or 3 action steps that will lead you to your result. Let's say you have a business, of course. You have to, maybe the top 2 action steps is marketing and the other one is just showing up for work, that those may be your 2. For me, I'm a writer, I have to always write and market my books. That's my top 2. My other 3 is a variation, or the 3, 4, 5 is a variation of the marketing, like how do I market my books. So that may differ. I'm in the process of like switching, not really switching, but focusing on another marketing method. Okay, so this one is an exercise. It's a sort of like I take you into a hypnotic session and stuff. But I have that in my course, Dreams to Reality. You can actually check it out. Stand.store, Mystic Genie 88 / Mystic Genie 88. So I always put it in here as well. These are the important elements to take aligned action, and also have I go through the action planner, which is will will be the aligned action approach, like how to align your action. So you can just have it in one like place, which is what I'm doing right now. I use my action planner. So always plan out your week and your day, be thematic, maybe Mondays for money, Tuesdays for relationships, like always going out on a date on Fridays. Work on your action steps, have accountability partner or coach. So this one, I actually do have a coach. So I have several coaches, but um, I have a coach, a new coach now. I call him my new coach, but I had that session this morning. I was like crying, so emotional. But yeah, he was wonderful, and he reminded me that even coaches need coaching. And he was just a reminder that, you know what, this is who you are. And it's just a reminder. And I was just like crying my eyeballs out. And number 5, think and act as if you're already living your dream. And number 6, repetition, repetition, repetition. Number 7, just take action. So that's it. Thank you for putting it all together. It's basically if you go to my store, I have the aligned action, like the action planner. So it's putting it all together essentially. So you can also pick up this book, Dreams to Reality book, which I think you need to read it because it's a lot. It's a lot. This mini course that we have right now, it's not enough to like, it depends on where you are in the process, but it may be a lot of information. So I suggest you read the book. It's on Amazon. I think it's like either $2.99 or $3.99. That's less than a cup of coffee if you think about it, but it's enough to really make an impact on your life. So afterward, email me at homeofteen@gmail.com if you have any questions. Check out my book, amazon.com. Check out my main podcast, Dreams to Reality, YouTube, Genie Hermoso, Genie, Hermoso, Hermoso. At the time I wrote this, I didn't have a TikTok yet, and I do now. It's at Mystic Genie 88. And so I used to do like one-on-one coaching, but because my main focus right now is writing and finishing my books, that's my passion. This one is just maybe 20-30% of what I'm doing right now, and the other 30, maybe 20% of what I'm doing, and the other 30 is like the books and stuff like that. Um, so I do introduce myself here, and okay, and that's it. I have a bibliography, the books that I've read. This is not an extensive list. I don't know, I've read so many books, but this is the ones that, you know, can work on your conscious mind. So you still need to work with your conscious mind, mindset, they call it mindset. But here, Bob Proctor's You Were Born Rich, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, Rhonda Byrne, The Secret, Patricia Crane's Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen, and my favorite, Royce Kristen, Scripting the Life You Want, Michael Lozier's The Law of Attraction, Frederick Dodson, he's really good, Mike Dooley, Wallace D. Waddell, The Science of Getting Rich. So those are just some of the books, but what do you call that? I may make a Michael Lozier type of book. One of these days, it's very simple but profound, because I find that this book of Mind Dreams to Reality, it's really nice. It's like an introduction, but I want to like streamline it more, like more um easier to digest. So I might like, yeah, I think not might, I will in the, I don't know when exactly, but yeah, I have to finish all my other projects as well. So thank you very much for listening. If you are listening to this on my podcast, Dreams to Reality, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll stop the share. If you're watching this on YouTube, please, yeah, do like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. If you like to go on TikTok, at Mystic Genie 88, and of course, you can do the course itself. The course is like a step-by-step guide. Like I literally like courses as well. Like, and I will guide you through like the 4 keys of being clear what you want, clear what gets in the way, how to reprogram your subconscious mind, and what do you call that? Um, Taking aligned action. And my course, Dreams to Reality course, is I will provide a promo if you are watching this and you finished watching this mini course. Your reward is basically your reward is um, a promo code so that you can get it for it's going for 77 right now, but I think it's 49 something. I don't know. I have to check it. But I'll provide it on the show notes below. And you deserve it because you reach the end. And I hope this has helped you. And I hope I've been of help for you in your journey of turning your dreams into reality. And just check out my course, Dreams to Reality, at, you know, stan.store, STAN.store / Mystic Genie 88. And TikTok as well is at Mystic Genie 88. Thank you very much for watching, and email me homeofgenie@gmail.com if you have any questions. Thank you.